now that we met the piano, let's talk about other different keyboard instruments. So the keyboard itself are these black and white notes. The button, basically buttons or notes that you push down to make a sound. So different instruments share keyboards, but they're not all pianos. So we have the piano, that's their acoustic instrument that evolved from a clavichord, harpsichord, pianoforte, and the modern piano. Now we can move into electronic pianos. So there are pianos out there that are electronic that simulate a piano. Usually they're called hammer-weighted, meaning you can push down on it like a piano, and you can move around and make it loud or soft with your hand, but most keyboards also have a volume button. But I can control the sound with my finger. So this keyboard is a hammer-weighted keyboard. There are 88 keys on a full piano or a full keyboard. This particular piano or keyboard has different pads that I can pick from. I can be different pianos, electric pianos, clavichord, organs, strings, different things, like different textures I can pick from. It also needs to be plugged into a amp, so that there's no microphone in it. This is a nice keyboard. It's a Korg, that's a nicer brand. I use it for professional gigs. If you're just starting out and you want to learn piano, but you can't get a piano, I recommend getting a more or less expensive hammer-weighted keyboard. One of the differences between the keyboard and the piano is you control the sound with your hands, but also you're controlling these sets of buttons that can change. And during a song, doing this is a different motion that needs to be practiced. Also figuring out what I call pads, what kind of sounds you want for each song is another step. Then we also have this keyboard, which is what it's called a workstation. So this is a 66 keyboard, so it does not have a full. Still got my black notes and white notes. I cannot change the sound on the keyboard. If I push down hard or soft, it doesn't change it. It's not hammer weighted. It only changes with volume. But it has lots of bells and whistles. I can do piano, electric piano, organ, bells, string, brass, synthesizers, guitar, bass. I have a drum machine. I have lots of different programs I can record. Arpeggiator. There's all types of stuff I can do with this. This is a Korg Cross. So this is a different type of keyboard than your hammer-weighted, like a piano. I like to gig with both, so I can do my organ sounds, and I can also do my piano sounds. That brings us to another keyboard instrument is the organ. That is also different than the piano. Pushing the stops, changing the timbre, the foot pedals, it's all very different. Don't also forget about a synthesizer that also has a keyboard that you could play. Usually you play just one melody note at a time. It does not play chords, and you can pitch the tone how you want it. So that is a different type of keyboard than a workstation versus an 88 key. A lot of people buy just like a Casio or a beginner piano. Those can work. They've got different pads, but please know how you approach the instrument with your technique is going to be different. It's going to feel different in your hand. You won't be able to play it as fast as on a piano. The action's different. So let's talk about the actual musical alphabet and the keyboard. So now that we got that out of the way, the differences between different keyboards. Keyboard is made up of black notes and white notes. The musical alphabet consists of the first 7 letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. And then it repeats itself. So I start at the bottom with A, I go to G, and I start back up on A. You want to memorize where the notes are on the keys first thing when you learn it. Don't put stickers or write them in, because then you'll be dependent on that when you go to new pianos. So what I like to look at first is identifying the group of 2 black keys and 3 black keys. So if you can quickly just move around and know where those are, then you can find the other notes. So I use the black keys as ways to landmarks to help find other notes. So if I look at the group of 2 black keys, in the middle, as I tell my students, dum dum diddle, D's in the middle. So if you could just find the group of 2 black keys, find D in that middle, it's easy to find it. So around the group of 2 black keys are the 3 notes C, D, E. Take just 1 note a day or a week or whatever you need. If I have a student that has a weekly lesson, they'll do C, D, E 1 week, they'll memorize it all week. Then the next week we move on to the group of 3 black keys and we practice finding F, G, A, B. The keyboard, to be successful at the keyboard, you want to know where the black notes and white notes are. You want to be able to find the color combo pattern. So please don't shy away from the black keys. Get to know them, play them. Tune in to other tutorials to explain a little bit more about them. But when you first start the keyboard, and the piano or any keyboard instrument, just memorize the musical alphabet, A through G, and finding them on the keyboard. C, D, E is by the group of 2 black keys. F, G, A, B, group of 3 black keys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps you get started. I'm so excited for you embarking on your adventure of piano and keyboards. Remember, you can do it if you stick with it. I'm Ann Bell, or as I like to say, Piano Sage. You can find me on my Ann Bell Piano Studio Facebook page. If you have any questions or video requests, I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and message me. I do FaceTime lessons as well as lessons in my home. I love tips for my videos, Cash App, Money Sign Piano Sage, and my YouTube channel is Piano Sage. Thank you and happy music making.